Alright, so this video is probably going to be spread over across a couple days, but with what I'm starting with is getting the rest of the engine bay stripped down. So I need to remove things like this fuse box, the wiring, any of the AC stuff, and get it to a bare front end. I'm talking get the fenders off, the core support, lower brace, the subframe. I need it completely stripped. Probably going to have a mobile media guy come out and media blast the whole front end for me. And then at that point, I'm going to just paint the engine bay for now. Just going to paint it black, no crazy colors, no crazy bay shave right now. And that reason is because I just want to get the car running and driving on the EcoBoost. I don't want to have to spend weeks on a bay shave and then try to get an engine done in a couple days. It just doesn't make sense for me. I want to get out to events this year, and a bay shave is a really tedious and long process, especially because I want to cover all of it. I don't want to do anything half-assed or just hit the areas that people see. I want to do all of it. So we're going to go ahead and start stripping this down. I'll probably do some small things like any accessory brackets, anything major that I can go ahead and hit real quick, but I'm not going to go overboard with this right now. It's going to get it to a nice running driving point. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. Okay guys, so I have the engine bay pretty well stripped down at this point. I'm going to go ahead and knock a couple of brackets and everything off that hold up like the fuse box and anything else like that. But I'll go ahead and show you what I have going on currently. So we're not too far off. At this point I just need to knock out like this motor mount reinforcement, the brackets up on the strut towers, the brake booster's loose, the steering shaft's loose. That way I can drop the subframe out and really get into every nook and cranny of this thing. Other than that, heater core staying, so I'll just cap those off, and AC's gone, so I need to get rid of that completely. The cowl and stuff will eventually come off, so I can refinish that and make it look nice. It's for the most part pretty intact. All the tabs and everything are still there, so it just needs good refinishing. But if you come into the interior, you can see I've got the seats and the center console out, and that was so I could get the shift cables out. I came under here to get the brake booster and everything out, and then I got to go over there up under the footwell to get the rest of the harness out, and that runs the engine, and then there's part of the harness that goes all the way back to the fuel pump, so I got to get the rest of that out. Other than that, it's a good starting point. At some point I'm going to knock these fenders off too. Ford did a really bad job there's no paint right here. So I'm going to knock the fenders off and probably bring a paint line up to here just to hide that, because that looks like crap. Probably not going to do too much like here on these upper rails. Once the fender's off, I might just throw a light coat of paint on it. I might just leave it, I don't know yet. Eventually the inner fender wells are going to get Raptor lined and everything, because I'm not going to be running any fender liners. I'm kind of going with a stance type build on this, so fender liners are gone. Other than that, I need to knock the styrofoam piece off. I've got another new styrofoam piece, and just take care of these frame rails and this crash bar. So let's get the rest of this done and see where we end up at. Alright guys, so the front end is stripped, cleaned. Went ahead and knocked off some extra brackets up on the strut towers. That's why you see some primer there. Didn't want to let any bare metal sit and have it rust or anything, but got the inner fender wells cleaned up a little bit. Need to go back over those one more time with some degreaser and Scotch-Brite, but I'd say that's pretty dang good. Got some extra mud and stuff out that was built up, but everything's out. And we'll be ready to fully sand this thing and get it painted.